All right, here's some examples we're going to do for equivalent fractions and decimals, just some cool little patterns. So we learned that 1 over 11, if we put that in our calculator, we would have gotten 0.09 repeated. Another way to write that, if we remember, was 0.09090909, and it just keeps going. But we write it like this. We go 0.09 with a 1 over it. 2 over 11, 2 elevenths, was 0.18181818, which equals 0.18, repeated, with the 1 and the 8 being repeated. And we found that pattern. We found that 9, if we look here, we have 1 times 2 is 2, 9 times 2 is 18. What about 1 times 3? We take our 9 times 3 and we'd expect it to be 0.27, which when we do this, we go 0.27. We would actually find this in our calculator. If we did it, would go 27 a bunch of times. So it's 0.27 repeated. Now, there's this other example that we did a little later in our lesson, and I'm just making this video basically to show this because it was a really cool thing we found. We had 27 over 99. We found that it was 0.27272727, following our 9-digit rules, which would be 0.27 repeated. Now, just to show how we could have figured this out, we realized that 27 hundredths is the same thing as 0.27. And we know that this is 1 less than 100. And there's that pattern that we found that basically you write down, when it's 27/99, we just make sure we put our 7 of it in our 100th spot, and then we just make it a repeating decimal. So the only difference between these two is that this repeats and this doesn't. But, pointed out by one student, for privacy's sake, and this is going on YouTube, I won't say the name, but you know who you are. We noticed that 3 elevenths was 0.27 repeated, and 27/99 is 0.27 repeated. Now here's the reason. If we have 3 elevenths, and we multiply 3 by 9 and 11 by 9, we end up with 3 times 9 is 27, and 11 times 9 is 99, which happens to be an equivalent fraction. So if something has the same decimal, we know that they have to be equivalent fractions. So this and this are actually equivalent fractions.